Hello, this is Heavy Thrasher of Nasty Metal Productions channel at YouTube. Okay, I debated with myself on whether or not I should do an episode like this, but I had no other ideas really to kind of go over this idea. So, okay, so yep. You see the title, so pretty much I'm doing these episode. Okay, so I at least wanted to pick my from hard rock sounding glam bands to more metal sounding glam bands. But first, and it's gonna go from favorite to least favorite of both glam rock and glam metal. Some in the glam rock might come off as glam metal at times, but later on they kind of did go into more glam rock territories. So that's what's going to be going on, but it's still glam. Alright, first one, we're going to start off at least with the more kind of, even though some of the albums really are a little heavy, but not nearly compared to the ones I'm going to show on the glam metal side. So first off, glam rock. Twisted Sister. Probably definitely our most metal album, really. So it's more raw, more heavy. You know, it's even the production. It sounds like a demo, and this is the original mix that's on this one. This is the reissue from 2011, I assume. You know, I'm gonna say it's 2011. But yeah, on Armory Records, which also features a DVD, which is the Reading Festival, with also a little bit of interviews and stuff, talking to, you know, the making of this album. Definitely pretty cool live show, and definitely interviews, and bonus tracks are pretty much the Rough Cuts EP with a live audio song that was taken from the same show. So, still, probably definitely my favorite Twisted Sister album. Moving on. Yep. I don't really need to say too much about this other than it is probably my least favorite Twisted Sister album. Yeah, it's got some good songs, such as The Beast. I actually am quite fond of The Price. I like SMF. I like the, yeah, I'm just looking at the title, so Parteria, the beginning, which is, first part is Captain Howdy, and the second part is Street Justice, which is, I like that song as well, and Burn in Hell. Some of those songs I like. I like a little bit of the title track. It's a good one, but other than, I think the weakest song is the ones that get over fucking played, such as We're Not Gonna Take It and I Wanna Rock. So I can shut up about that. Okay, moving on. Dokken. Yeah, you definitely a little metal sounding. I kind of wish that I had at least the original mix, which was only released on vinyl. Wish I had that with me, but man, it's hard to at least obtain a physical copy of it. But other than that, this is at least, yeah, it's like a remixed copy, you know, on Elektra. Not bad. I do like I like this one probably not as much as some of the albums such as Tooth and Nail, Under Lock and Key, and you know, some of the last two, I guess, or three. Even including the Don Dokken album. You know, I'll show you. I think it was Up From the Ashes, I believe. You know, I'll show you it. But after I try at least other ones, such as this one. Yeah, Up From the Ashes. I actually like this one, even though this is actually a lot of guest music. Really, this is Don Dokken and Friends. Really, this is what this album is, and I don't know why the hell my camera shook. But I like this, actually. I think one of the best parts of this album is actually drummer Mickey D. Yes, ex-King Diamond and present Motorhead drummer. He's definitely one of the best parts of this one. He's just slays on it. And I actually like this one just maybe a bit more than some of the other Dokken albums, really, but this really isn't just a Dokken album, it's just a solo Don Dokken album, but I like it. I actually do, and I think it's like one of the last ones I really kind of care about. I know he's also released some later albums as well, which I gave a little listen. They're not bad, but this one I think is the last really good album he ever did. Okay, moving on. Wait, first, it's gonna move on to CD, but first I have it on vinyl only. Yes, the Rat EP. My favorite of the Rat discography. Songs such as Sweet Cheater, Tell the World, which an original version of that song appears on one of the original pressings of the very first Metal Massacre. And then you have songs such as the cover, the Russ Buller cover of Walking the Dog. I like them. I'm fond of it. And then you have like an early version of Back for More. I like it better than the one that appears on Out of the Cellar. And then you have You Think You're Tough, which spawned a music video due to their fame of the Out of the Cellar album, and another one that I have to look. You Got It. Still, I like this one. I wish I had this is the original Time Coast pressing one, right there, the logo. I wish I had the Music for Nations copy, which actually features an early version of You're in Trouble, which later would appear on Out of the Cellar. Wish I had that copy, but I don't. Here we go. Again. Not as, I don't think it's not as good as Out of the Cellar, but it's not because it doesn't have a song like Round and Round. Yeah, there's a hit on here such as Lay It Down, but it's still not bad. Still not bad. Not my favorite Rat album, but still not bad. Okay, maybe not as good as the other three that I shown, but still good. Still not bad. It's not as heavy sounding, but I think one of the best songs off of here is actually Body Talk, which I've read that the riff to it was actually played during the EP when they're recording that or that era, and the riff does have that something that you would hear off of that EP. It's got that remnants, but over here, if it was recorded for the EP, it would sound heavier. But on here, with the production, it kind of takes away that sort of charm of it. It robs it of its heaviness. But still not a bad song, though. And probably this is the weakest Rat album, but for some reason I tend to go back to this one more than Invasion of Your Privacy. I don't know, for some reason I can't get into Invasion of Your Privacy as much as Out of the Cellar and the EP. I can't get into that album. Yeah. I showed this already in the Roadrunner Records video that I did. I don't need to say anymore. It's not a bad album. I actually do like it, but it's not bad. Here we go. Now, this is probably blasphemy to actually show this stuff in here, but right now, this is at least the only copy of this album that I have, and it's a downloaded copy, but it's from an actual vinyl source. Yeah, it's the first Motley Crue album, Too Fast for Love, but this is the original leather mix. And I added as bonus of the single that was that the guy up with, which is actually again songs such as Toast of the Town and oh god, there's another song on there, but it's that single, and again, definitely probably one of Motley Crue's better albums, really. It's more raw, it's a little punkish sounding as well, but it just has that, and especially this is the original mix, and this is how you should listen to the album, not the one that Elektra did. I don't, it's not bad. I used to like some of that version, but I really kind of like the sort of rawness of the leather mix. Going on. I think my second favorite of them. I don't know. It tends to go back. I either like this one more than the first one, and then I'll probably listen to the first one and say I like it more than this one. But I don't know. It just seems to go back and forth. However, I do have this on vinyl. While it's a reissue, I do have it, and it's with, again, the original artwork. You know, still right there. That would, I know, fucking glare. Oh wait, I don't even have the light on. Let me do that. Now it'll be more glary. Still. Yeah. I think it's also custom label, I think. Let's see. Still thick vinyl. Yeah, here we go. I don't. Yeah. Yeah, good one. We kind of do something. Okay, I'm back. I had to put the record back in the sleeve, but still moving on. Only have it on CD, or I'd say actual CD rip of it that I've taken from my brother's copy of the album, but Theater of Pain. I do like this album. I'm gonna actually confess, I actually do like this one. Maybe not as much as the other two, but I like it. And I think this is the last metal sounding album, or kind of, even though the production is very, you know, I don't know, it seems kind of, you know, yeah, but it's got some, to me it's got some good songs, such as Use It or Lose It. There's some other ones. I know there's Tonight. You know, there's still some good songs. When the overplayed songs has to be Home Sweet Home and Smoke in the Boys' Room, but other than that, without those songs, I think this album might play just better. My personal opinion. Because I like to listen to albums that doesn't have songs that tend to, you know, get overplayed. It's, to me, it doesn't seem right to just to keep listening to a song you already fucking heard as so much. That's why I stopped listening to radio, because I get tired of hearing the same old damn song every time. Alright? Definitely not my favorite of them. I don't know. Maybe this might be an album that I have to revisit and make an episode out of it, but I don't know. Okay. Least favorite bands. least favorite bands. Yeah, it's the only Skid Row album I have, but it's not bad. I like listening to this. I think, again, what I like about it is it's from producer Michael Wagner, who did a few stuff for, like, Accept. Oh god, he also engineered even a few new wave or traditional heavy metal bands as well, such as Striker. But I like some of this album. I do. But there really hasn't been a lot of ambition for me to even pick up another Skid Row album, but yet I say I like it, but I don't have whatever that album's called. I think it was Slave to the Grind or something like that. Yes, I know. I'm gonna get probably laughed at big time, but I don't care. Yeah, I know. It's a guilty pleasure. So make all the jokes you want, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine. Same goes for this one. Yeah, guilty pleasure, but whatever. The only thing he's ever done that was actually good, this and the first one. Other ones after this, I think it just... Okay, I don't even know why. At first, it wasn't bad, but honestly, I can't... It's not bad. Yeah. Still, make all the funny jokes you want. Now it's definitely on to at least the... Oh wait, I forgot to even bring up another one. Even though it does make it into like the hard rock stuff as well. But I see this band always get... For some reason, I kind of figured that this band would be considered, glam. But some of their photos, they don't look kind of glamish, but they do... Oh, I'll be right back. After this one, I have to bring another one out. So, I will. But I always see this band get I think, for some reason, I get the impression that they are a glam band. I know there's a music video for the song Dancing Queen where they kind of look like a glam band, but the music right here is definitely, it's got that MTV sound, especially Dancing Queen, but there's still some good hard rockin' songs on here, such as, well, there's definitely some other ones on here. Might have to listen to this album again, but I do remember some of it, and I think it's like Hard and Fast has that sort of hard rock beat to it. Almost has like an AC/DC-like style to this album, but if AC/DC were more glammy sounding, way more. Yeah, Fly on the Wall doesn't really, even though it's got that sort of MTV sound, that album, it's just, this is taking that sort of style of, if they did, and if AC/DC wanted to take on the style more, this would be the follow-up to that album. It's got that sort of sound to it, and while this was released a year before that one, because this is 1984, that album was 1985, still, it's not bad. I do like listening to it, just not as much, and this is indeed an Aussie band. And I know and speaking of the AC/DC ties, I know he was a bass player for AC/DC. Was the album's out. It was the last time he played on with them was Let There Be Rock, but that bass player did for a stint play with Boss. Another one I guess can be considered a glam band would be Talus. Now I wish I had a better copy of this album. While I do like the music, and this is a live album because it's live High Speed on Ice, and yes, why am I bringing this band up? Isn't this record released on Combat? Yes, it is. It is indeed a Combat Records album, and I'll show you even the label. It's got the green one with but the mute, but for some reason I hate these fucking plastic ones, but these plastic things when you put your LP, but I like it, but as you can tell that this is a glam band, I guess. If I can Yeah, oh yeah, speaking of that, there's Billy Sheenan, who would play with David Lee Roth and Mr. Big, but I don't know, not bad. However, like I said, I wish I had a better copy. This is beat the shit, especially the LP. There's some nasty scratches on it. It looked like somebody took a car key and just scraped it across the record. It's fucking bad. And I wish I had looked at the LP at Recycled Records when I did, but I don't know. I wanted to check it out because I never heard Talus before, but I think I'll find that there. But let's see where it is. Yeah, there's definitely some nest. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see, but there's gotta be some real bad ones around. Because there are. Yeah, there's definitely some marks. But right there is somewhere around there. It's, yeah, you see that. Yeah, I was definitely disappointed, but not bad. I would like to find a better copy of it. So I'm gonna go and grab the other disc, and another one, like I was talking about, Boss, that I don't think they really do look like a glam band. They have them before, they did, but on this one, they really don't to me. On this album, when I look at the picture, they don't look like a glam band. So, Kicks. For some reason, the music to me, I guess it does have a glam sort of flavor to it, but really, to me, it just sounds more like hard rock. Just straight for hard rock. It's like a combination of AC/DC meets 70s Aerosmith. Right there. I guess they kind of do have it, but for some reason I don't technically understand it a bit. They had one before, they kind of did look like a glam band, but on this one they really don't to me. But the music is indeed not glammy sounding at all. It's got sort of that because the production, but to me it just sounds like almost like a 70s hard rock album, especially since I said it's got that sort of Aerosmith sound to it, like Rocks or Toys in the Attic. To me, this really doesn't have that sort of glammy sound to it, and this is. Okay, on to the more metal sounding bands, and I'm going to go from favorites to least favorites. First favorite of mine, probably the only, at least of this time, when they were with Atlantic, they were glam, but after this and before this, they weren't. But Raven, yes. Probably the only glam sounding stuff on here, even though this is still that speed metal of their new wave of British heavy metal records, but this is when they really, the last glam sort of style they would take, and then they would just, on the next record, Life's a Bitch, they would just, tear that shit off and just go for the throat. But yeah, right there. But still a good one right here. Just like Boss and Kicks, I don't understand why this band gets tagged around as a glam band. And you would think they wouldn't be a glam band, but Victim by The Neck. I don't know. I may have to probably show a photo of one of their sort of glammy look, but this album, yeah, the artwork does depict like a sort of glam metal-like guy, but the music, even the coverage of that just lets you know it's that kind of evil sort of thing going on in the background, and yeah, there's probably definitely some sort of fucked upness going on right there with the belt, and which looks like he's injecting him with some sort of drug or something, which the song itself is very much, I think, talks about addiction. But it's kind of crazy, but the music itself, This is indeed not glam sounding. You would think that this would be a glam album, but it is not. This is indeed metal. It's through and through a heavy metal album. Even it's got some sort of proto-thrashy like songs on here. It's almost, I'll say almost like US power metal in some ways. This is really their heaviest album, and I think the people who've heard like the Power Hungry album and DMN, even though DMN is very glammy sounding, but some of the songs that were recorded for that album sound much heavier on here, especially when you hear the guitar sound. It's fucking razor sharp. It sounds, it's just heavy. And this is like, what if you decide to combine Motley Crue Shot at the Devil with Judas Priest's Defenders of the Faith with a little bit of that sort of almost, I guess, NWO BHM like style, I guess, a little bit in there, like let's say a band such as Raven. You throw that in there, it's just, and even the vocalist kind of has a bit of that, not John Gallagher, but Vince Neil, but this music is much more metal, or actually heavier than Shout at the Devil. This is like the Motley Crue album that should have been made instead of Theater of Pain. But still, I would say this is definitely my favorite Victim album. Just my favorite, but again, I can't understand why this band gets thrown around as a glam band. I guess Power Hungry tends to as well, but or even DMN. But this album is not glam. This is indeed heavy metal or speed metal. This is fucking heavy. At least for that. What the fuck this is doing here? This is not a glam band. This is a fucking grunge band. Okay, what's going on? Wasp. Only Wasp album that I have. Definitely Wasp are probably one of the more heavier bands, at least to be a part of the glam. And sure, they were big, but they were definitely one of the more heavier ones. How they kind of made Twisted Sister definitely sound more like a hard rock band or pop band. But this album is just, while not nearly as heavy sounding as I described as for the Victim album, but still definitely heavy. Songs such as sure, I know I Want to Be Somebody does have some heavy riffs, but you do have like Tormentor. Oh, there's another one on here as well. I gotta go to the song such yeah, The Torture Never Stops. Even to the riff to School Days is still heavy. This is like more Judas Priest inspired. Yeah, it's got some kind of hard rockin' songs that kind of have I guess a bit of an AC/DC flavor. I don't know. For some reason, I always kind of get that about some glam bands a bit, but there still is some heavy songs, even on when it comes to like the bonus tracks on here, such as Show No Mercy. Yeah, no ties to at all to the Slayer song, but this is still heavy. To me, Show No Mercy is just, again, a speed metal monster. And I think for some reason, for the first Wasp album, this is why I tend to go back to this one more so than, let's say, even though I haven't downloaded, but I would like to at least have a copy, but the one after this one, the last, was it called? Whatever. Again, I just tend to go back to that one more. Okay. You would think, why is this band in here? They're not glam, right? Hollowed, out of Italy. Yes. The artwork would definitely kind of tell you, oh yeah, this is definitely not going to be a glam band. However, look at the photos. Yeah, they look like a glam band as well, but the music is indeed not as heavy as Victim, but it's definitely still metal. It's definitely more heavy metal. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of ballady-esque songs on here. It's like, I know the music video too, yeah, Cry No More, even though it's actually a live shot really of the band, but it's got that sort of glammy sound to it, but it's still not bad. There is some, again, some glammy-esque songs on here, but there still is some heavy songs on here, and again, another great band that come out of Italy during the that time. Not nearly as heavy as Strana Fisna, but definitely still pretty good. And that is a reissue, and that one's kind of hard to come by. And I came across that at Recycled Records back in 2011, I have to say. See that album now go for like 40 or 50 bucks now. CDR, but again, it's all that I have for at least a while. It's, yeah, family, but Surgical Steel, yes, yes. Now, this band has actually some ties to Judas Priest. I know, oh, his name is not coming to me, but I know there's a little bit like some sort of interview-like video with Rob Halford and him on there. And Rob Halford does do a backing vocals, or provides for backing vocals to the song Smooth and Fast. But then you got the vocalist who, again, always I have a hard time remembering band members' names most of the time, especially when it comes to ones that have, yeah, but I know the vocalist would then later on sing with Racer X, but I think the one song most of you might have heard is Rivet Head, which would appear on the second Metal Massacre. Now, probably again a little more metal sounding as well, even though it's kind of glammy in its way, but it's more Judas Priest inspired. But again, if you look at photos of the band, they look like a glam band, but the music is kind of a little heavy, but still not bad. Would love to see the stuff get actually an official CD reissue, would love to, but I don't know when that will happen, but would love to. That pretty much does it. So this is definitely going to be a long video, but still, this is all the glam albums that I have, but still not bad. I like listening to some of this for a ton of time, but most of the heavier ones. Sometimes I have to be in the right mood for it. But so until then, this is Every Thrashhead saying, I'm out.